A low, dark drone swells as the frigid night air bites at exposed skin, a chilling prelude to the hour. Flickering overhead lamps cast an eerie glow on the platform as plumes of steam rise from the tracks, dissolving into the cold. An old, metallic, regional night train grinds to a halt, its arrival puncturing the stillness of the night. The platform clock starkly displays 11:40 p.m., a silent witness to the routine yet unsettling atmosphere. Weary commuters and burdened travelers shuffle towards the train, their movements a stark tableau against the biting chill. Anthony, an ordinary man in a dark jacket, steps onto the train, a small travel bag in his hand. Unseen security cameras silently observe his entrance, their lenses discreetly capturing every move. The carriage stretches out, sparsely populated, with a scattering of 30 passengers lost in their own worlds. He finds a window seat in carriage 3. The world outside, a blur of passing scenery. With a quiet sigh, he places his bag on the overhead rack, settling into the journey ahead. Anthony settles into his seat, the rhythmic hum of the train, a dull comfort, his gaze drifting to the window. Outside, platform lights blur into streaks of color, a fleeting, mesmerizing dance against the encroaching darkness. His eyes then sweep across the other passengers, his face a mask of calm, unremarkable composure. A kind-faced woman opposite him catches his eye, a silent invitation in her gentle expression. Their gazes meet, a brief, poignant moment of human connection in the passing anonymity of the train. The train carriage shudders to life, lurching forward with a sudden, forceful jolt. The rhythmic clickety-clack of the wheels begins its hypnotic song, a prelude to the journey ahead. Anthony turns his gaze to the window, lost in the inky blackness beyond the glass. Occasional distant lights pierce the darkness, fleeting beacons in the vast expanse of night. Across from him, a woman calmly pulls out a book, its cover a splash of color in the dim light. She opens the book, her fingers tracing the pages, as the train gains an unstoppable momentum. The rhythmic clatter of the train fills the carriage, a monotonous backdrop to unspoken thoughts. Across from Anthony, a woman clears her throat, a soft sound cutting through the din, drawing his attention. She offers a small, hesitant smile, a silent invitation to bridge the gap between strangers. Anthony slowly turns from the blurring landscape outside, his gaze meeting hers, his face a mask of inscrutable calm. His expression remains unreadable, a silent refusal to engage, leaving her offering hanging in the air. The train carriage sways gently, a rhythmic dance as the world outside blurs into streaks of color and light. Inside, the air is thick with anticipation, the quiet hum of the journey, a backdrop to unspoken thoughts. Anthony, his voice a low, even tone, breaks the silence, a seemingly mundane question hanging in the air. His gaze, steady and intense, fixes on the woman opposite, searching for an answer beyond the words. The question, simple yet loaded, creates a subtle shift in the carriage's atmosphere, a ripple in the calm. Every eye in the carriage seems to hold its breath, sensing the weight of the moment. Inside the train carriage, the woman subtly glances at her watch, a flicker of anticipation in her eyes. Anthony offers a polite, almost imperceptible nod, acknowledging her without breaking his focus. He returns his gaze to the window, the landscape outside blurring into a hypnotic streak of colors. The woman's voice breaks the quiet. About 20 minutes, the train car sways gently as the conductor, a man etched with years, steps into the aisle. His presence commanding, his gaze, sharp and assessing, sweeps across the faces of the passengers, a silent appraisal in his eyes. He moves with deliberate, measured steps, a seasoned hand guiding his way through the moving carriage. The metallic snap of his ticket punch cuts through the train's rumble, a rhythmic, authoritative sound. Each ticket checked, a swift, precise movement, as he performs his duty with practiced ease. The train carriage rumbles on, a rhythmic beat against the conductor's crisp uniform as he approaches Anthony. Anthony extends a small, rectangular ticket, its edges worn from handling. With practiced ease, the conductor's hand moves, the metal punch poised over the paper. A sharp, distinct sound cuts through the train's rumble as the punch pierces the ticket, sealing its fate. This fleeting exchange marks the last confirmed sighting of Anthony, vanishing into the train's journey. The conductor's silhouette fades down the train aisle, a fleeting presence in the dimly lit carriage. Anthony remains frozen in his seat, his gaze fixed on the endless, inky blackness beyond the window. The train's relentless rumble fills the air, a constant companion on its journey through the night. The countryside blurs into an abstract painting of dark shapes and fleeting shadows. Anthony's stillness contrasts with the train's furious speed, a silent observer in a world rushing by. The train car pulses with rhythmic sounds, the world outside a blur as 15 minutes have melted away. A woman glances up from her book, her eyes scanning the compartment, a flicker of unease crossing her face. Her gaze lands on an empty seat, a silent question hanging in the air. Anthony is gone. His belongings remain untouched: bag, jacket, phone, a chilling testament to his sudden, inexplicable disappearance. A growing unease settles over the woman, a subtle shift in the air of the moving train carriage. Her eyes dart around the carriage, searching each face, a faint frown creasing her brow. She scans the other passengers, their faces oblivious, lost in their own worlds. No one else seems to notice the unsettling quiet, the unspoken tension that tightens around her. The train hurtles onward, its relentless speed a stark contrast to her mounting apprehension. Inside the train carriage, the woman's gaze drifts towards an empty seat, a silent, unsettling void amidst the rhythmic clatter. She takes a breath, her chest rising and falling with a tentative uncertainty. Her voice, a hushed whisper, breaks the quiet. "Hello? Excuse me?" The words hang in the air, a fragile question in the echoing silence of the moving train. The train carriage shudders, a gentle deceleration that intensifies the woman's growing unease. She pushes herself up, her movements cautious, a silent tremor in her hands as she scans the empty seat. Her eyes, wide with apprehension, fixate on the abandoned belongings. A bag, a jacket, a phone. Each item lies untouched, a chilling testament to a sudden, inexplicable departure that haunts the silent carriage. The air thickens with unspoken questions, leaving the woman to confront the unsettling mystery of the vacant seat. At 12:08 a.m., the train glides into the station, its metal wheels screeching to a halt. The doors hiss open, releasing a stream of weary passengers into the night. The woman scans the faces, her eyes darting through the crowd, a frantic search in her gaze. Anthony is nowhere to be seen, and her face visibly tightens with growing distress. She rushes through the departing crowd, a wave of panic washing over her. Desperation etched on her face, she pushes through the throng, searching for the conductor. On a bustling train station platform, a woman leans in, her agitation palpable, her hands gesturing emphatically. Her voice, a rapid-fire whisper, cuts through the platform's din, conveying an urgent, unspoken plea. The conductor, initially composed, listens intently, his brow slowly furrowing with concern. The woman's intense gaze and frantic gestures demand the conductor's full attention, a silent drama unfolding. His placid expression dissolves into one of deep worry, reflecting the gravity of her whispered words. The conductor's eyes, once calm, now mirror the woman's distress, caught in her urgent narrative. The conductor, his face etched with urgency, moves swiftly through the train carriages, a woman close behind him. Their eyes dart into every seat, under every bench, a frantic search for something unseen. They check every restroom door, their expressions growing more desperate with each passing moment. Initial calm among passengers shatters, replaced by a palpable tension that fills the air. Other passengers watch their frantic search, their gazes wide with apprehension and growing fear. The conductor and woman continue their relentless hunt, the train carriage now a crucible of unspoken dread. Panic ignites, and my eyes dart wildly across the train carriage, searching every shadow and crevice for Anthony. Under tables, between seats, a frantic search yields nothing. Anthony is gone, vanished without a trace. The carriage doors remain sealed, a cruel barrier between stations, trapping the mystery within. A chilling realization dawns. He didn't just leave, he simply ceased to exist, an impossible vanishing act. The train station platform pulses with eerie blue and red police lights, casting a rhythmic, unsettling glow over the scene. Grim-faced officers fan out across the platform, their determined expressions searching every corner. The air crackles with palpable tension as officers begin to question bewildered passengers, their voices hushed but firm. Confusion ripples through the crowd, a collective unease settling like a heavy fog over the night. In a stark police interview room, Detective Anna Reed's sharp eyes are fixed on a monitor, reflecting the cold glow of the screen. Security footage flickers, showing Anthony, an ordinary man, boarding a train, a fleeting image in the indifferent crowd. Anna's fingers dance across the keyboard, a blur of motion as she fast-forwards, rewinds, and pauses the footage. Her intense gaze scrutinizes every frame, searching for a hidden anomaly, a subtle clue that might break the case. Yet the screen reveals nothing but the mundane, leaving Anna in a silent battle with the elusive truth. In a stark police interview room, Anna faces the woman from the train, an interrogation table between them like a chasm. The woman's hands are clasped, her gaze unwavering, as she calmly recounts a fleeting train encounter. She details a polite nod, an empty seat, a testimony clear and consistent, yet devoid of new clues. Her words hang in the air, a perfectly constructed narrative offering no fresh leads, only a frustrating dead end. In a stark police interview room, Anna sits opposite the conductor, the air thick with unspoken tension. The conductor, his face etched with weariness, confirms punching Anthony's ticket, his gaze distant, his voice firm. He describes seeing Anthony seated, a ghost of a memory in his eyes. He stresses the train never stopped, the doors securely closed. His words a desperate plea for understanding. His palpable frustration, a silent scream of powerlessness, hangs heavy in the sterile room. In the silent, empty train carriage, Anna's gaze sweeps across the pristine interior, retracing Anthony's every step. She settles into his worn velvet seat, mimicking his posture, a heavy silence shrouding her. Her eyes fixate on the passing landscape, as if the blur outside holds the answers she desperately seeks. His jacket on the empty seat beside her, his bag tucked neatly, stand as silent witnesses to an impossible event. A haunting montage flashes across the screen. News clippings, case files, and missing posters of Anthony. Years later, Anna, her face etched with weariness, stands in the police headquarters. Her gaze is fixed on a corkboard, a web of theories, diagrams, and photos of an empty train seat. The passage of time has only deepened the mystery, leaving the case agonizingly unsolved. The regional night train slices through the inky countryside, a solitary beast of light against the oppressive darkness. Its powerful headlamp cuts a stark, brilliant beam, momentarily illuminating a path before it vanishes into the void. The rhythmic drone of the train's engines and wheels slowly fades, a mechanical heartbeat receding into the distance. An unsettling, chilling silence descends, swallowing the last echoes of the train's passage. The camera pulls back, revealing an immense, indifferent landscape stretching out under the moonless sky. The vast darkness seems to swallow the train and its unspoken secrets whole, leaving only an empty expanse.